Hello, friends. Today we're going to be talking about the key elements of tea, which is caffeine, L-theanine, and catechins. So these are three main components of tea leaf. So caffeine, everybody knows caffeine. It is present in coffee. It is present in tea. It is also present in mate, which is a separate kind of plant. So caffeine in coffee, in tea is the same thing. And caffeine is, many people think that caffeine gives you energy. This is not exactly true. What caffeine does, it suppresses fatigue. So by suppressing fatigue and slightly accelerating your heart rate, it makes you feel more energetic, but it doesn't give you energy per se. And caffeine, it tastes bitter, and plant produces caffeine as a natural repellent from bugs, because once again it tastes bitter. If the plant grows on low altitudes, it will probably produce more caffeine to protect itself from insects. And caffeine is also can be is more abundant in higher leaves. So the buds, the first couple of leaves, they have a higher higher caffeine content than lower leaves, for example. So the teas that are made from lower leaves, from stems, they are lower on caffeine. Also, the teas that are shaded teas, they are also lower in caffeine. High mountain teas, they are usually lower in caffeine. That means that the taste is more smooth, is more on a sweet side, lesser on a bitter side. But also this tea may give you slightly less energy. Also, the caffeine level in tea depends on the time of the harvest. For example, early harvest, the first harvest of the spring, will yield the most potent in caffeine results, because during the dormancy period, leaves, they store nutrients, and they store all the food and caffeine, amino acids, and antioxidants during the dormancy period. And then once the leaves start opening up, start growing, the plant just sends everything it stored during the winter to those leaves. So the earliest harvest is the most abundant on pretty much everything. Also, another thing that affects the levels of caffeine and catechins is the type of the plant. So different cultivars, they have different levels naturally of these elements. Also, all teas, they belong to Camellia sinensis plant, but there are different variations of Camellia sinensis plant. The most common ones are Camellia sinensis var sinensis, which is a small leaf varietal, and Camellia sinensis var assamica, which is a large leaf varietal. And Camellia sinensis var assamica usually has more caffeine content. Also, tea trees, Camellia sinensis var assamica, with stronger roots, with stronger root system, usually have stronger caffeine content, and therefore teas from all trees are usually more potent than teas from bushes or teas from younger trees. Caffeine is a fairly stable element, so roasting doesn't affect the levels of caffeine in tea, for example. However, aging affects the caffeine levels slightly. So HTs, well-aged teas, will have slightly lower caffeine levels than young teas. Also, post-fermentation, fermentation process that heicha undergoes also affects caffeine levels. It lowers the caffeine levels in tea. Then goes L-theanine. So L-theanine is an amino acid that is gives you this sense of calm and gives you concentration, and when it when it combines with caffeine, it gives you this calm, more productive energy, more constructive energy, so to say. So it regulates your mood, it regulates your nervous system without making you sleepy. So it gives you this more prolonged, stable, more constructive energy than coffee does. And L-theanine, it tastes sweet, it tastes savory, umami. This is how we describe the taste of L-theanine. And L-theanine is more present in shade-grown teas. Once again, gyokuro, kabusecha, tencha. These are the most abundant teas in L-theanine. L-theanine is a lesser stable element, so it may get affected by heat, by high heat above 150 degrees Celsius, also prolonged heat. So those teas that are more roasted, they usually contain L-theanine than those teas that are lesser roasted. So white teas, green teas, lighter roasted oolongs are usually more abundant in L-theanine than deeper roasted oolongs, than red teas, and also fermentation significantly reduces the levels of L-theanine in tea. So shupuer, for example, lubao, heicha, contains very little L-theanine, while green teas, especially shade-grown teas, contain much higher L-theanine levels. And the third element is antioxidants, catechins. With the catechins, these are tannins in tea, and they work as a UV light protector, as so to say sunblock for the leaves. And catechins are very good for health. This is a very important element of tea, and it tastes slightly bitter, it tastes astringent. So those teas that are once again subjected to more direct light, they usually contain more catechins, more tannins than those that are shade-grown teas. Also, the levels of catechins are affected once again by the time of the harvest. So spring teas, they usually more abundant in catechins, and catechins, they transform. They are much less stable, and they are very much affected by oxidation level. So the less oxidized teas, such as green teas or young white teas, they will have higher levels of catechins. But once the leaves start oxidizing, these catechins, they transform into other forms of flavonoids, into theaflavins, thearubins, theabronins, and these taste much smoother, much sweeter. So darker oxidized teas, they give you more rounded taste without this briskness, without this bitterness, without this edge that many green teas possess. So by understanding the key elements of the tea, we can figure out which teas may give us more energy, which teas can give us more calm, and which teas can get us what is called in China chazwei, tea drunk, or rather tea high, because this state of slight euphoria, it comes from combination of caffeine and L-theanine that work together, and by understanding which teas have the most level of both, we can determine which teas are more likely to get us into this state. So I hope that this was informative. Subscribe to our channel, like this video. Also make sure to subscribe to our mailing list to stay in the know about our newest arrivals, and also to receive our blog posts on tea and tea knowledge. The link will be in the description. I hope you like this video. See you in the next one. Cheers.